So, I'm very happy you're here today, Alison, and you had some questions.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you that I won't be answering them as a professional of any kind. I'll answer you as I've experienced in my own life, number one, and I'll answer you as I intuitively feel. Yeah, I think that's the best way I can put it. So, with your questions, you will possibly find, Alison, because you're a very in tune woman, you're very intuitive. You have, you can easily access other dimensions, and I know that. And you will find the answers anyway. But I'm happy and I'm humble enough to sit with you and pretend I know. How's that?
Okay, well, I'm going to tell you some of my experiences.
Yes.
And with people who I've had a connection with and they've died. And sometimes they come into my dreams. For example, one of my friends died who was in her 40s and she had a 5-year-old daughter. And she was in complete denial about her cancer. Because she had this daughter and she didn't want to die, and I visited her a lot, and then after she died I had this dream where she was in her living room with her husband and her daughter and I was there as well, and everything was just going along normally, and I was kind of concerned because it felt not right, and I said to her, but Virginia, you've died. And she burst into tears and she said, no, you mustn't say that. And the dream ended. And I felt really bad because I felt I'd done something wrong. And I thought it might help her to move on. So that's one instance. And I'm asking you what I can do, if anything, if somebody appears in my dreams who either doesn't know that they've died, or sometimes they do know and they're miserable. Is there anything I can do, or anyone else can do?
That's really interesting, Alison. The child died as well, is that what you said? No, the child still died, the mother had died, but she was with the child. You see, the wonderful thing for me about when we die, when we have truly loved on earth, we will still have that resonance with the being or the animal or whatever. That love will still be there, that doesn't go away. Now the mother has died and that love for the child is still there. And as you rightly say, she seemed to be in a place of forgetfulness that she had died because she had her child there. Now what she was doing was that not that she had the child there, but she had the presence of her child there that would appear like a template, not the substance of the child. And that can in many ways draw the being on the earth to the one who has passed over in death. And I think at that stage it would have been lovely for you. You can still do it. You can say to her, what was her name?
Virginia.
Virginia, you are dead. Your daughter is still alive. Allow yourself to have a memory of her without attracting her towards you. She needs to live and you need to be dead.
Okay. Allow yourself to have a memory of her.
That's right. And that'll be enough for her. But sometimes what we do is when we pass over and we've had a love attraction on earth, that love attraction can draw the beloved towards us so that the child would lament and long for the mother. Yeah. You often find it with older people that die. I find this anyway. Let's say the husband dies. Maybe 4 months, 3 months later, the wife will die, if they were very close to each other. They, in Irish we say, they're calling me towards them. And this is the idea that the resonance is so strong, that the person on the earth will feel it, will feel the pull, and of course the grieving will also make them want to be with the beloved. If they can't overtly do their grieving and they're keeping it in, they're holding it in. At night time they'll have dreams of being again united with the beloved. And sometimes they don't even wake up the next morning, because the intensity of that longing draws them, so that life doesn't mean anything to them without the beloved.
So the dying person needs to be helped to let go.
Yes.
As they are dying?
My sense, my real sense is this. Victoria died. She had cancer. Virginia. You see, can't get names. Anyway, I get a sense of her.
Yeah.
She needs to be told, my dear woman, you loved your child deeply. Of course you did. That love is still there. Have a memory of that love. Without drawing her towards you, what will happen is that child will want to go towards you, and her time has not yet come. Love her enough to let her live her life on the earth, and you need to get on with your life in whatever dimension you have chosen to live in, so that both can get on with their lives.
And the person that is in the dream, the Virginia, is that the astral body?
The person that you'd be in contact with would be the astral. The soul will have left. The soul always goes back to source. But the unfinished business, which will be incorporated into the astral,
which is the love for her daughter.
The love for her daughter.
And not wanting to die.
Not wanting to die.
Okay. So the astral still behaves like the person.
Oh yes. As I often say, it doesn't get any wiser, or it doesn't get any more foolish when we die. We remain the same in the same state of consciousness. It's a state of consciousness rather than a person. So I never say the person who has died. I would rather say the being that has died, because the personality is no longer available to them.
Okay.
You would find also in your dreaming and your dream groups that people would easily go out of their bodies. Would you find that they find it easy to go out of their bodies?
I don't know.
No. Especially they say people who remember their dreams very vividly do a lot of astral flights at night time. They literally go out of the physicality, but that silver thread that attaches them to the body, that the soul doesn't leave. You know, so people who do a lot of dreaming, they are known as the little deaths.
Right.
They go through little deaths, especially if they come to you the next day then, and you can sit with them, and I love the way you do it, because you don't interpret, you keep asking questions, because the answer will be within the person themselves, because they're the dreamer. So you help to bring out the dreamer, so that dream can help them in their everyday life. And that's important, so that it's integrated into their lives and not something that they're flying around at night time.
The other thing that's happened to me is that if I have a connection with somebody, sometimes they appear in my living room or somewhere, and I get such fright, and that I shout or scream and they just disappear.
Of course.
So this is the astral body of the person coming to say goodbye.
Well, you see, this is the problem. How are you, Alison, with somebody just coming through your door and sitting on your sofa at home?
Well, I get a big shock when I come in, because I don't expect them
Yes, you would.
to be there.
Because what do you expect a person to do?
To knock on the door.
Knock on the door. Number one, they ask if they can come in. Now, this is not allowed. You know, they're not allowed to get away with this. Just suddenly appearing. That's not okay. So I would say very clearly, excuse me, you were not invited here. Please tell me who you are and what you need from me. And if they cannot state that clearly, I'll say, in the name of love, go to the place that's ready for you, not here.
So in the astral body, a person's intent can take them somewhere.
Yes. Well, as I was saying, maybe in one of the videos, I don't know, but for me, the great shift in consciousness is when we die, we only have to have the intention of seeing somebody we love, and their presence appears in front of us, not the person, not their presence. When I die, I really would love to see my mother again. I have a great longing to see her again, to see how things have been with her. And if she has that resonance with me, then we will certainly meet.
Okay.
And we will know immediately. We just get the sense of each other, that present sense of each other, and the essence between us unites us.
Yeah, yeah. But you're talking about two people who have died.
Yes.
If one person has died and they have a connection with a living person, they can still, they think about that person, and they can appear in their living room.
They can appear in the living room, but that's not okay. You have to have real strong boundaries. Yeah. Do you want to meet with them? What do they want from you? So the question I would say, excuse me, I have not invited you. The same as you would to anybody coming through your door. Yeah. What do you need from me? Yeah. And you decide then whether you want to entertain them or not. Sometimes they'll say to you, I need help. And then I would say, what kind of help can I give you? I'm still on the earth. And they might say, pray for me. And I'll say, what do you mean by pray? What do you want me to say that's going to help you? So we'd have a dialogue. Yeah. But we'd be very clear about what our boundaries are. And that's important, because they can sometimes just get a hold, like people on the earth. You know, you'll get people, you get robbers coming in and taking away things belonging to you. We've got to have good, clear boundaries with love. Compassion.
So these astral beings, if they have a connection, can hang around for a long time?
Oh, they can. Oh, they can hang around for an awful long time, especially, let's say they died in an accident, or let's say it was suicide, or let's say they took their own life in some way or other, and they're still hanging around looking for a form to take form again. And I often say, you know, I look at families where there maybe is addiction. Maybe it can be that an ancestor or ancestors that died were drug addicts, were alcoholics, were sex addicts. They will hang around the family, and especially around somebody in the immediate family that has a problem with drink, that has a problem with sex addiction, whatever it is. They will cling to that person because there's resonance going on. And they will actually go in. Do you know, I remember a couple of years ago, Alison, I wasn't able to go into pubs in Ireland. Because when I'd go in, I'd see this kind of almost like a grey mist hanging over certain people, and I would know that person's an alcoholic. And this is an ancestor that's coaxing them to keep drinking and drinking. I knew it immediately, and I thought, I can't go in there anymore. But that wasn't right either. You know, to say, I can't go in there. I want to be able to go everywhere. So I went home, and I just went into a kind of a nice meditation on my own, thought, what's the best thing for me to do? So I went in again to the same pub, saw I call them grey blobs around people, and I sat quietly, I had a lemonade or whatever, and I would say, in the name of love, go to the place that's waiting for you. This is not your home. In the name of compassion, leave that member of the family now so that they can get on with their life, and you need to get on with your life out of body and away from addiction.
And did they leave?
Well, I don't know. I can't say they left, but I do know I can go into that pub now.
Okay.
I do know that. But that can be, many reasons why I can do that.
Yeah.
But I can go in there now. And I have my half-pint Guinness.
Yeah. Yeah.
So really, when we look at families nowadays with addictions, you really have to look at ancestral dysfunction to see what's going on.
Yeah.
You really do. Yeah. Especially young people taking their lives.
Yeah.
And in Derry, especially in Northern Ireland, so many young men just jumped over the bridge in Derry. 16-year-olds. Now, what was going on there? To say life was horrible, yes it was. But there was that almost a coaxing to do it. Go on, do it. Go on, do it, by somebody who had died in the family. Go on, do it. Go on, you can do it. Because they don't want to be on their own in this awful situation. So when you start studying it and looking at it as you do, and if you can, you know, just allow your mind to become open and your heart open and just ask for guidance, help me to help these people. What can I do to help? How can I help? And yet have strong boundaries, the same as on earth. We knock at the door, what do you need, who are you, how can I help you? And you will get a sense, because you're, as I say, you're very in tune, you'll get a sense that the person is having a few tricks on you as well, you know? Frighten the daylights out of you. That's not okay, that's not funny.
Yeah, I was in bed with my husband one night and I saw my father at the bottom of the bed. I can't remember how, if it was near his death or not, I can't remember. But I knew his intentions weren't good. And he was surprised to see that I could see him. And I just said, you've got to go from here, now. And so he went. Does a living person have that authority over spirits? And
absolutely.
If you tell them to go, they have to go.
They have to go.
Yeah.
They have to
go. That's what I've always felt.
We on the earth have amazing power. We don't know the power we have.
Right.
But we've got to use, I call it inner authority.
Yeah.
It's not overpowering, it's not being horrible. It's saying, go now in the name of love. Go to the place that's waiting for you. This is not your space.
Yeah. And again, when my dad died, he died very angry. And a week later, I was with my mum in the house and my husband, and the lights started going up and down. At the time when he died, the television was going off and on. The cattle in the steading were all running around, and my mother was very frightened. And she phoned my brother, who lived next door, and none of this was happening in his house. So I went in to the bedroom and I lit a candle and I said, Dad, I've got to talk to you. You're dead. You've got to go from here. You're frightening Mom. It's not good. There is a place for you to go. I don't know where it is, but you need to find it out. And you need to move on from here.
Excellent. Absolutely.
And everything calmed down.
How old were you then?
I was in my 40s.
Yeah. But you knew what to do.
Yeah.
That's what
we had a connection. We did. Yeah. We had a good connection.
Yeah. Would he have been the kind of man who liked to kind of scare your mum or
no,
frighten her anyway? No. This is a total change of personality for him.
Yeah. It was. Well, I think it was his anger actually, just still there.
Still angry he was. Yes. So that was the anger coming out, as you say. But you knew what to do. Yeah. You see, other people might get very frightened. Yeah. I say, oh, they're poltergeists in this house. What do we do? And they're throwing holy water and doing all sorts of things. And the fear in the person attracts the fear in the other, the rage in the other.
But it was interesting that it was a week after, at the exact time when he died. So is there some sort of resonance in terms of time?
Yes, absolutely. Because your father also didn't want to die.
He did say that he had come back from hospital to die.
Well then.
That he'd had enough of it.
Enough of life.
Yeah.
So he died angry.
Yeah.
He died angry.
Yeah.
So if somebody dies angry, what goes on?
The anger hangs around, I suppose.
Hangs around the house.
Yeah. He was angry with Mum actually. Yeah. So that was what was left in that astral presence.
Yes. But you had the presence of mind to say.
And it's stronger at the time.
After they die. Well, you see, all belief systems look at this differently. We believe that 28 days, it takes 28 days for the actual soul to leave.
That's the Celtic tradition.
Celtic tradition. And in that time, the soul has left, but the astral tries to come into a body again within that time.
Okay.
Doesn't like the other side.
Oh right, he doesn't like the other side.
Doesn't like where he has taken himself to.
Okay.
Doesn't like it. Doesn't like it because it's no better than what he left. And he's still angry.
Yeah.
You know, people think if they commit suicide, thank God it'll be over. No, it will not. No, it will not. It'll just continue.
Right.
The pain will continue, the depression will continue, and then you will inhabit people in the family and make them depressed. And it's a very difficult situation for the whole family.
So the soul is
the life force.
The life force,
yes.
the part of
the
God,
divine, yes,
yeah,
exactly,
whatever.
Exactly. I always see it as a messenger of
which
the
is in all
spirit.
of us.
Yes, which in everything out there as well.
Yeah.
In all creation, that's what unites us. That's that source, that centre in all of us.
And if we manage to die a good death, a hallelujah death,
yeah,
we go with the soul.
That's right. That's the Haggis Gamas, that's the to become one, that's unity consciousness, going back into source again.
And we're not left hanging
No,
around
we're
in
not left hanging
bargains
around. No, we're not.
to attach.
No, we're not left in situations.
And we have graced the earth then.
Absolutely. We have graced the earth. Isn't that a beautiful way to hear that?
Well, that's
we'll have
from
graced.
you. I'm remembering what you
Alison,
said.
please do not interrupt me. Thank you. Alison has just said we'll have graced the earth. Yes, we will.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so far?